One of the things that I learned after struggling for 12 years after getting out of the military is this simple fact. Without a few key pieces in place during your veteran transition, you will fall by the wayside. You will struggle, and healing will avoid you for as long as possible, simply because you don't have these three things. So on this video, I'm going to tell you what those three things are, and then I'm going to give you a solution for those three things. And it's super easy. And if you take part in this, you're going to find everything you've been looking for and more. Now, my name is Coach Lewis Stockley. I have life coached veterans for the last 8 years, helping them to come back from the brink, helping them to heal from anxiety, from depression, from PTSD, from ADHD, from addiction, all of those different struggles. I've provided guidance and support all along the way. And one of the things that I did with that is I started something called Operation Dream Big. I'm going to tell you all about it as we go through this. But the number one thing I want to invite you to do, if you're watching this video right now, is to subscribe to this channel and check it out. One of the things that veterans realize when we get out, even if we think we wanted to get out, is that as soon as you sign on the dotted line to leave, you lose that structure that the military gave you. You lose those standards that you could rest assured in, that if I achieve this standard, I'm gonna feel good. You lose the energy that comes from this feeling of having a purpose that is greater than yourself, and you lose the camaraderie. Your battle buddies, you start to get out of touch with them. You actually go through a phase where you might even feel ashamed to be a veteran based on your experiences after getting out, like I did. And the number one reason all of this happens is because there aren't systems and supports in place in the logical perspective that will allow you to thrive and allow you to survive and undo a lot of the programming that the military gave you. What are some examples of the programming that the military gave you? Programming like vulnerability is a weakness. It isn't. It's a superpower. Like showing emotions is something that can get your buddies killed. Yes, maybe in a deployed combat situation like we experienced, yes, that is true, but now that you're out, that can't be any farther from the truth. Literally, it breaks connections with your family members, breaks connections with your friends, leads you to feel isolated. And the number one thing that a lot of vets struggle with is feeling misunderstood. You go through so many tough challenges and experiences in the military. Now that you're out and you're trying to thrive in this situation where you're actually mingling with people that have never served before, you can sense that they just don't really understand you, your motivations, or where you come from, or how you speak, or your dark humor, or your acronyms. They don't understand none of that. And so you feel isolated and misunderstood. That's why you need these three things. So veterans need three things in order to thrive after they get out. One of those three things is going to be community. You need to find a community. You should find them even before you get out. There are tons of foundations out there. There are tons of groups and communities in your local area that'll do things together, or have meetups or do things like that. And there are places online. There are Facebook groups. There are groups all over. There's communities right here in Operation Dream Big. All of these different places that you want to find one that you can join in. And if you are apprehensive about doing that, start with what you like. What are you interested in? Do you like hiking? Do you like going riding? Do you like working out? And find a way to look up a community that does those things so that you can go and take part in an activity with other vets or other people, and you don't have to really worry about dealing with small talk and all that other stuff because you're all actively engaged in that activity. That's number one, community. What's the second thing that most veterans are missing in their life that could hugely help you feel like you have a foundation again and feel like you're not falling by the wayside? It's structure. You need to structure your life. Right after you left the military, all the structure, the rules, the regulations, all that stuff dropped completely. And now you're left to your own devices, and you have to figure out how to motivate yourself to get through the day. And yes, discipline is hugely important, but do you really want to sit there and rely on discipline 100% of the time? Don't you want to feel this energy, this excitement, this motivation as well? With structure, you can put that on autopilot, because now you don't have to struggle and worry and think about what your next step is going to be throughout the day. And the easiest way to develop some structure is to start with a routine. If you're looking at getting out, you should already be building your own routine separate from what you're doing in the military. You build up a simple routine that includes a few things. Includes something that gives you back energy mentally, like meditation or journaling or breath work, or simply getting out in nature. Something that involves movement, like a workout, like yoga, going running, going on a 15-minute walk. Getting out in nature covers two things. If you get that, there's a bonus there. And then the last thing you want to do is add in ways to take action. Yes, action taking needs to be part of your routine, because we as human beings are 100% happier when we feel like we're making progress. So if you can get yourself to take just a little bit of action towards things that you want in life, you will start to feel happier, you'll feel lighter, you'll feel better, you'll feel a comforting foundation of that structure you built for yourself. And as you keep doing this every day, this amazing thing called neuroplasticity takes over. Your brain adapts to the habits that you're developing, and they become easier over time to take part in, and you gain more benefits over time, like compounding interest. What's the last thing? And this is the most important thing. So if you're ready to get off of this video, I don't want you to leave until you understand this last piece. The last piece is purpose. As a veteran, you need purpose. Without a sense of purpose in your life, you are going to be like somebody on a raft floating in the middle of an ocean with no land in sight and no idea what direction to go in. That's exactly how you might feel right now. That void, that reverse butterfly feeling in your chest, all of those feelings is coming from this lack of purpose. Now, how do you find purpose? That's the big question. I'm going to give you a few quick ways to do that right here on the video, and then I'm going to give you a massive way to solve all three of these problems. Not one, not two, but all three with one action. I'll give you that at the end of the video. Now, what you want to do to find your purpose is start with what you are good at. You see, in the military, you had to be good at whatever the military told you to be good at. If it was land nav, if it was physical fitness, all those different things, you had to master them so that you could pass the standard. There are no more standards anymore. The only standard is your happiness. So you have to figure out what comes easy to you, gives you energy, something that you like to do that is hard for other people. What is your gift? And you probably already know what it is by now. You just haven't sat down long enough to think about it in the frame of reference that I just gave you. Figure out what your gift is. Now, once you know what your gift is, or you have some idea, or if you're still struggling with it, ask your family members, if my superpower was one thing, what would it be? And they will tell you literally what your gift is. I would ask my wife and kids that, they'd be like, mind over matter. Whatever you say you're gonna do and think about doing, it literally happens. It's weird. But you figure out what your gift is. Next thing you want to do is figure out how to help yourself and someone else with that gift. It can be anything. Like, I knew a veteran that did woodworking, and he decided to go and start teaching woodworking and helping other vets that way. And then that brings you to the last piece on autopilot, your purpose. As you start to use that gift to help other people, your purpose, newsflash, is always about helping others. It's always about helping a community. As he started to use that gift to help other people, help other veterans, he realized this is what my purpose is. If I could wake up every morning for the rest of my life and only do this, I would feel fulfilled and filled with gratitude every single day. Once you find that purpose, you wake up without an alarm clock. You have boundless amounts of energy. Burnout does not exist. Either you're taking aligned action or action that doesn't align with your purpose. The action that doesn't align makes you feel burned out. You're actually able to advance your education and your mastery at a high rate of speed simply because you're not forcing yourself to do anything. You're doing things that give you energy. Your relationships become better. Your stress levels become better. You start to heal from issues like PTSD, depression, anxiety. All of those things start to happen on autopilot, all with just having a strong purpose. Now, I tell you that these 3 problems are, as promised. Now I'm going to give you a powerful solution that can help you figure these 3 things out, because you're like, Lewis, that's a lot. That's a mouthful to figure out. Now, what can I do to actually get started on this process? And what you can do is find yourself a community. Find a community that's built to help you learn those things, to help you give you the community, the camaraderie, the safe space that you're looking for, the place that is going to let you build a routine, teach you how to do all of those things like you need to, and a place that is going to help you find your purpose without being judged, only being supported, along with people that are lifting you up. You are the sum of the 5 people that you hang around. So if the 5 people you hang around are veterans that have made it through and are doing amazing or are working their butts off to get to where they want to be as well, guess what you're going to be doing by osmosis? You'll be doing the same thing, working on stuff. Now, the solution to getting all of these things and more would be to join Operation Dream Big, the veteran community that I established to help veterans heal, to develop emotional resilience, to get their energy back, to go from this place of feeling lost, misunderstood, having this void that the military gave you, to having your heart and soul filled with energy of gratitude, to having this community, this camaraderie, these people that you know within a minute's notice care about you enough that they would hop in that car in the middle of the night and drive miles all the way over to your house to make sure that you're okay. That kind of bond, that kind of ability, along with structured phases and roadmaps so that you can get from where you're at right now, low on energy, no purpose, no idea on how to move forward, always feeling like you're drowning, even if you're successful on paper, to the point where you know who you are, you know what your purpose is, you have this amazing light around you, your relationships are amazing as well, and there is no more stress for you. This is the place for you, Operation Dream Big. That's what this whole community is about. Giving you the structure, the tools, the resources, the community that you were missing ever since you left. I want to make sure you have that. So if that interests you and you want to join this community, the link's in my profile. And if you're still on the fence about it, of course, what you can do is subscribe to this community on YouTube and just start looking at the content and learning at your own pace there. But above all, it's been a pleasure. I'm hoping to see you in there.